Hello again, and welcome back to the next part. The next part in which we are about to go back through the Doom. Now, the reason why we're going back through the Doom is to achieve total and complete sort of understanding as to the whereabouts of the seamen. The seamen have been displaced. They've been scattered around. They have been thrown around the ship. And it is our job as a collator of information to ascertain and determine where they are and who they are. And unfortunately, this poor gentleman here is the first. Okay. So we're just trying to see the guy's face. The tattoos. The tattoos seem as though they've got to be a giveaway. If he was Mama, that would blow my mind. To be honest with you. There's no way he's Chinese, surely. If he's Chinese, my whole world's rocked around. He's either unknown or he's Mama. I mean, that's what we said before, but Charles Minor, does he look like a Charles Minor? Not really. Not really at all, does he? He's a top man. There's no doubt he's a top man. New Guinea. You know what? Maybe he is from New Guinea. Maybe that's why the tattoos are on there. Maybe I'm just unversed in the sort of the look of a man from New Guinea. He is frustrating me, to be honest with you. I almost just want to say unknown officer. Why is it given the option of an unknown officer? Because that's the only other option is just that we throw in a cheeky one of these. But he isn't Indian, is he? He hasn't got any. No, there's no way. He doesn't look Indian at all. I don't think he's an unknown midshipman. And the lack of the game's changing across. Not unknown steward. I still think unknown officer. I mean, it's the hat. It's almost all the hat. You know, he's almost got a greater hat than anybody else. He's got a similar hat to him actually, the second mate. You know, what is it that means you wear the hat side on versus front on? You see what I'm saying? So these are all mates. In more ways than one. So if we then say that he is an unknown officer, can we then say that he was shot by an unknown officer? God, if that triggered, I would have been over the moon. Because this is the combination that might well give us something more. It might well be the fate we've been looking for. Who's this guy? One of the mysterious midshipmen. He's one of those two, but he hasn't triggered those, so he is that guy. So John Davies. The same John Davies that was here. He was shot by the unknown officer. So that's what we're just trying to figure out. So these three are intrinsically linked. Who else have we got? Top Man Parrot. So, what does it say? This soul appears in my memories. He's a confusing one. So he was part of the Doom there, but then he kind of disappears, doesn't he? So we never really see. So I think he has a starring role in. What's the bit called? The bargaining, whatever it was. Seaman. So he's alive at this point. What about his roles? So Unholy Captives, Part 5, Part 7, The Doom, Part 8, The Doom. So he was involved there. Does that mean that he doesn't make it past that point? Yeah, it would seem so. That might be as far as we see his involvement. And is it a conclusive end in Part 8 of Doom? You know what? We might have to actually go back, I think, and witness that for ourselves. Because we're still thinking he's Russian. I don't think that's an unreasonable assumption. Purely based on his face. I mean, that's really the only thing we're going on, to be honest. So, we know you. We've got you down. You parrot. Again, we don't know. We don't know what happens with you because you get to that bit. So, again, the bargaining or the reckoning, whatever it's called. What's it called again? The bargain. That's the one. Goat is still alive. Goat is absolutely freaking out about now. It's these three as well, isn't it? John Davies. You know what? Maybe we have to go by hats. Maybe it's captain, first, second, third. Maybe he isn't the fourth mate. Maybe you, my friend, are the fourth mate. It's the hats! It's all about the hats. Oh, Mabba! You know, that gives me greater pleasure than almost any of the others. It's the hats. It's all about the hats. Why did I not think more about the hats before? The dress code. I thought I was memeing before when I kept talking about how well dressed people are, but it really is. It is of great importance. Well, now that we have kind of unknown who he is, I think he's him. I think that's who he is. And not only that, he was killed by him. Fourth mate. I love it. Kevin Keegan, love it if we triggered in a little group. So he was killed by Brennan, so it's this guy. So we think, wait, who did we say he was again? The gunner's mate. I mean, Olaf. Olus Wojata. Polish. I mean, that is a Polish beard. Do you know what I mean? Where are we? I mean, that is another little combo that we need to get, really. There's no doubt about who shot him. It's like Tupac. We know exactly who did it. Kind of. The Frenchman is still a baffling one because it's so clear when it says that the Frenchman was pulled apart, the bosun's mate. But I can't think who else was torn apart. I mean, now we know Mather was evidently someone completely different. I'm trying to think who else there is. I mean, look how many names are left. It's literally just been. It's so clinical. Okay. It's just a few. It's just a question of a few people left, really, isn't it? Right. Those two. It's a question of A, we've got them the right way around. Miss. You know what, actually? You know what? Miss would say it's a younger woman, so I think she is the miss. Now, I mean, I don't think I'd have got this sober, to be honest with you. I think it's the alcohol, to be honest with you. It's just sort of, it's bringing my mind to another level. Like, these details are just beyond a normal man. No, we can't say that. We've got no idea if she was drowned. It's alive, but it's just a case of where. I was right. I was right before. I was right before. And that means she's alive in Africa. That means the surgeon's alive in Africa. I've run out. I need more alcohol. I can't stop. We can't stop now. I need to keep drinking. Oh, dearie me. Right. Before that information is lost to the degradation side of alcohol. Right, I'm going to even find this information. I'm losing it now. So we need to go back to the sketches. We need to go to the sketches, we need to go to this top sketch. Master Wheel unlocked. So she is alive. So she's confirmed alive in Africa. That means that also means the surgeon, of course, alive in Africa. Two correct. We just need, pardon me, one more. Simon, alive in Africa. Now, the fourth mate steward. Is that an option? Is it? It's not. It's not. The fourth mate steward has been picked. However, he is the ship steward. Maybe not. I feel as though he is. He can't be. He can't be that, I'm sure. I think he might. He might well be. He's got a thick head of hair. I think he disappeared in the escape with this other little crew. So, top man Henry, he's the surgeon. There's no doubt about that. But the bosun's mate is one that's it's one we've got to pick up. I think it just seems like we have to. It just seems it's got to be there. So I mean, he's told here. Put me down and let me go. He's telling you about the squid. Where is my Frenchman? My Frenchman and the mate. So the French guy is the bosun's mate. Now, we might have to go back to the photographs on this as well, but you know what? We might do that right now. So he's there. And in our memories, we see him on the sketch. I mean, where else do we see this geezer? The Calling. London's Calling. No, he got spared. There's no way that he's the Frenchman. Whoops. It's gotta be in the Doom. It's gotta be in the Doom, surely. The guy getting pulled apart. Your mate was torn apart. So death, 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 death. Why do we not see it? Four wayward souls disappeared during the events of this chapter. Their fates are catalogued here. I mean, if she got to Africa, then they all did. Which is why I'm confused. Why? So the only reason he's got to be the surgeon. She's got to be Miss Jane Bird. So this guy, I feel like we get him, we're done. I don't think he's a seaman. I don't think he's a top man. I thought passenger steward or ship steward. But none of these are triggering. I mean, it's a little bit dirty just clicking through the entire list, but I mean, if he isn't triggering, then one of those is wrong. I mean, if none of these are him, I mean, how do we... Is he the surgeon? He's a bit cold. Who's there? Who's there in the leg incident? The fact that he's a single triangle is just... Stones. That's a weird one. Axed. Maybe that's why I hadn't picked it up. He was axed in the leg. But maybe he did die. Maybe he did. And the life of the party? Where is he? Where is the guy? He's the steward. Dude, where has he gone? Oh, Philip. I was looking for an Olaf. And we think he's a seaman. Well, is he English? What else is there? He was struck? No. What else is there for hooves, tail, and wing? Seem like the suicide by noose. Wow. Some of these make me think there's some quite different parts that we haven't seen. it just seems crazy. Crazy that he's a single triangle. All's fine, John. I mean, maybe that's why. Is he John? Are they talking to him? It's gotta be. It's gotta be John. That's why it's a single triangle. So John, he was axed by can I find him by nationality? I can't see him otherwise. Alright, Philip. I think. So okay, so he perished at Nunhook. So yeah, it says he died. So the whole part of the leg thing was just wrong. The fact that he might have survived, we've only seen his leg bones. No, he perished. It tells us quite clearly he perished. The fact, however, that we don't know what happened to our dear friend, life of the party, Philip. Again, I think maybe his story is yet to be fully shown as well. So we've got these three at long last. They thought it couldn't be done. They didn't believe. Again, this guy disappeared in the Doom. I think we need to go through to see potentially both of these guys. I think if we can pick out what happened to him, we might trigger something. So he disappeared in the Doom. And he was present in this part. Okay, so I think we might need to go to Abigail, to be honest. I think we can just see what was going on in the background with Abigail. The fact that that guy hasn't triggered as well is a little bit surprising. Well, we've called him a top man, haven't we? And he's one of those two, and I'm going to say he's Scottish. Scottish banding together to screw over the English guy. We've seen it before. It's a chip on their shoulders, and back then it would have been stronger than it is now. Oh, Abby, you silly woman. Okay, so we don't see his disappearance, but I mean, if you do that to the Kraken and it's got his arm, is it unfair to say that the Kraken comes and pulls him in a second? If he survives but he loses his arm, maybe, just maybe, he gets drowned by the beast. But then the Frenchman got torn apart. You know what? I'm going to say that something happened that we didn't see. You know what? I actually was not going to leave that. I was going to go beyond that and say that he was torn apart, not drowned. So She's right. He's right. Okay. I think in an earlier episode you will probably find a point where I say that he's French purely by his stripy top. Dig that one out for the highlights. Oh, dearie me. So again, we're thinning the ranks. The ship's steward. Let's see what a steward is defined as in the glossary. The steward is a servant to an officer or higher rated crew member performing general duties for the comfort of their employer. The ship's steward. I mean, does he actually pop up all that often? He appears in a few memories, however. Part of the escape. I mean, if he's the ship's steward and he's trying to leave, he isn't really a very good steward, is he? Maybe. The fact that he is on the lower part of the deck in Soldiers of the Sea and Unholy Captives might make you believe that he is actually working on a lower tier of the ship than we might have believed. The fact that he is dressed as he seemingly appears here, maybe he isn't quite as stewardy as we had previously believed. Perhaps. Maybe. He is more of a seaman persuasion. Guesswork. An unknown steward. I think an unknown steward is not a bad guess, to be honest. The fact that he isn't the fourth mate steward. Do we know the fourth mate steward? That was a thing, surely. Dave Jones. Dave James, even. Where has he gone? I thought I saw it just then. Ooh. Wait, that's checked in. Why is he not triggered then? Perished in Soldiers of the Sea. So we've said what we think killed him, but it hasn't triggered at any of these points. Has it just not chosen him, or have we got it wrong? Maybe the final death was wrong. I mean, when he died, there were a number of people present, and to be fair, the guy that we think shot him wasn't there, so maybe it was actually the bosun's mate, because it was like a bald geezer. So maybe I go that way instead, and I say that he was shot by a gun, fired by the bosun's mate, the one and only Charles Miner, Charles Miner, as he might be known. Not sure about that one. The parrot. Don't know what happened to the parrot. You, my friend, we know who you are. Africa? Africa. It is, I tell you what, it is quite satisfying how few people are left now. This guy as well. It kind of feels like it's almost as a case of it's going through who's left. I'm not sure though about people like him, Philip Dahl. How do I have to get everybody who's died first and then leave the boat? Then they show me the bargain. Because that is right when I say that the bargain appears at that point, right? Yeah. The way I see it is I need to get every person who's died, every single person that isn't someone like, for instance, Mr. Parrot. Then we do the bargain, and then we finish off who's left. Do you feel me? Helmsman, he was picked up a bit later on, but yeah, we did get him. Moba. See, this is a top man looking out for his brother. Lewis Walker, maybe? Why did we pick up another guy as Lewis Walker? Maybe I've got those two the wrong way around. Perhaps this guy is the Scottish guy. Perished in the calling. Definitely got spared. I don't think there's an unknown top man, but I do think it's between those two. And we know that he died in that manner. Yeah. So it leaves us sort of thinking that another trio of fates can't be too far away. This guy again is another one that is either one of two things. I mean, the gunshot is what killed him, I think. And it's just a case of who fired it. It's just frustrating that we can't see from his body exactly who the firing person was. Unless it's a process of elimination by looking at who was at the scene. Perhaps that could well be our next stop, I believe. So it's to get there is the problem. So where are we going to see? So it's down another level, isn't it, I think? It's down here, round here, and to the right. I think this body checked to see who was present, and as a result, narrow it down to our bored friend. So they don't make it to the Lazarette, I guess. So, first mate, he's there. Wasn't him that shot. Wasn't him. I think that is the bosun's mate. Potentially. So who was the guy that died? Who are you? You know what? I think that might be right. Unless he is Indian. So What are memories of him? What made us think that he is who we said he is? Okay, this is another one. Was he axed? Or was he torn apart? You just can't stop me. And we were right. We were right to change. And he was right too. This is just... We just can't stop. You just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. So, we are really starting to pull this down now. We're narrowing it down big time. Mind Parrot, Unknown Fate. Those are filled in. Quite possibly. Who is Mind Parrot? Well, I'll tell you what, Sin. So if we can't change them, I assume they are correct, because these are all sort of greyed out as well. So, God, the amount of ticks coming in. This geezer here, we don't know what happened to him. Davy Jones. Davy James, even. One day we'll get his name right. So, who is Davy James? We're not sure yet. I'll be honest with you, we aren't too sure. We know that he is who we think he is. Perish in the calling. But then, if he didn't die that way, what else was it that got him in such a way? Bit strange, that. This geezer disappeared. Drowned by the beast. I think. Could be. It could be. I'm not certain at all. Alex in the booth. He died. No, okay, so that's the number 4. He's correct as well. Oh, Shirley boy. Disappeared in Dinn. Sometimes it just makes you think you just got it slightly wrong. Who's left? So it's 3. This guy is correct. Perish in the Dinn part 4. Oh, so he's part of that bit. So, can we instead say that he, as we previously thought, was shot by the cannon? We could possibly say who that is, but I mean, it's unfair to say that. I mean, it was the Admiral kind of that did it, but he didn't mean to do it. But, you know, if there's blame, there's a claim. And we might have to put this on you, Mr. Akbar. Again, I'm not sure. Maybe again the problem is that I'm going for drowned by Akbar. You wouldn't do it. Drowned by a beast, crushed by the beast. I mean, Oh, the fact that I swear that was grayed out before, but now it's not. I think it's a case of flipping through now and picking out people we're not sure about. I think there's some semantics that are left, really. I mean, was he drowned? Was he crushed? Did he? Maybe he fell. Strangled? Wow, didn't really do that. Maybe he fell overboard. But if we're not sure, just assume that he fell overboard, perhaps. So we've got all of this section. Got both of those. This geezer. He's a tricky one, he is, isn't he? I don't think he's a top man. No disrespect, but I just don't think he is top man quality. Maybe we need to go unknown on a lot of these people just to sort of free up the names, potentially. The end section, and we've got that nailed. That is really properly done now, I think. Back to the start. He's the brother. Syed, Rajab, we know them. Pasquale, we know. Mr. Hock. This is the guy that I keep forgetting about, and I can't remember this happening. I think we need to go to this part. We definitely need to go to this part. It was moved post-mortem and it was based in a strange place, which was on the gun deck off to one side. So he's the bit that's hanging out the window, I think. He's an interesting one because he's a tricky body to see, and perhaps that's partly why we are lacking in info on this man, because we saw this, we sort of skimmed past it, and we didn't really sort of revisit it at any point, so he could well be a nice one to solve, I believe. I think you can see him out through a window that might well be in this direction. Possibly right here. So that's a foot. Is it? Is it really close? And that's a foot, and that's his sort of lower leg bone, I assume. As part of the murder. Okay, so the second mate was trying to take away. You know, I kind of forgotten about this bit, to be honest. Her with him. So this is where they sort of like take them away. So we know who shot him. It was Nichols. So he was shot with a gun by Nichols. And I think he's the top man. I think he might be Li Hong. Possibly. Where is he in this? He's with the top man. He's the missing top man. I don't think he's Scottish. I don't think he's Scottish. I think he's Chinese. So there's a real mixture. We've got this guy here, Bottrell. You've got Bottrell, you've got Mather, you've got Omid, and you've got Lewis. I mean, if we look through the top men, they're a real mixture. But there are a lot of Chinese guys, and one of them, of course, is the missing one. I think we've got him. I don't think. Although, does he say anything as part of this little section? So we're on. Which part is this again? You know what? Quickest way to get there is to see when he perished. Perished in the murder. Give it up. Actually, I need to hear the audio of this again, I think. Because if he speaks in an accent that doesn't sound Chinese, maybe he's the Scottish guy. Yeah. Let's hear it again.
Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us. Give it up.
Give it up. Yeah, I didn't quite solidify my understanding as I thought it might do. Lars looking sort of somewhat unsure as to what's going on. Hock Sing Lao still strung up. What's that? The pigs? You, my friend? In trouble. You? So he was speared at this point, but he was still alive, and he made it to the end when the Kraken got him. You? Wait, what? You? Second mate. You? Yep. So that's where they'd sort of stolen him away. He. Could be an unknown seaman, but I think he might be one of these two. I think so, at least. So he's with this Russian seaman. He's either the unknown seaman or he's one of these two. Surely not. We know you. Chicken's free. Cock's out, lads. Cock's out for Harambe. Pig over there. Number of chickens, in fact. And what else we've got? You, yep. Mr. O'Hagan. You. He seems like he could be a seaman as well. Maybe then the other way around. He's surely not. Oh, the pipe guy. And maybe it's not you, is it? Wait, who's the other guy I'm trying to find? This guy. Maybe. Wait. He's up in the top bit. So wait, he's a top man, right? No, yeah. We thought he was a top man. Unknown top man or the Scottish top man. So he's the Scottish top man, quite possibly, and this guy. He's the one who was pulled overboard. So maybe he was drowned by a beast. It's just the fact that the other guy was not done that way. Maybe. Yeah. I do think. I just thought he was one of those two. I thought it was looking too clear cut. I'm surprised that we've got nothing from this. Yeah. He's part of the Top Man crew. No doubt about it. There's some really frustrating ones. These two are troublesome. This guy, I think he could be a seaman as well. Unknown, or maybe he's from Sierra Leone. This guy, it's George, or unknown, or Alexander Booth, and then two railroad souls disappeared. I mean, if he fell overboard to his death, then he did as well. I just struggle to sort of see anything else. So you see, you got a tattoo on his arm there, some sort of woman, seemingly. You know, I'm not sure if I'm right on the Chinese link there. I mean, he's a top man for sure. Maybe he's unknown. I don't know, it's just here. He doesn't look all that Chinese. I feel as though... I mean, if we look at the other Chinese guys involved, we've got him. Who else is there? And then you've got a top man down here with what I thought were seamen, but perhaps they're not. Top man, I mean, the top man and the seaman are mixing. Troublesome. We have, it seems like we're having a little bit of trouble trying to sort of narrow down these remaining geezers. He isn't Chinese, is he? He was. He absolutely was Chinese. I think he was the problem. I just didn't pick him up as being Chinese from there. Yep. Okay, that was a bit of a guess with old Alex Booth. But to be fair, when the Danish guy was killed, the guy that spoke, I did think he was English by his voice. Sometimes you gotta go by the voice acting, it is important. Okay, well, what a great way to finish the episode. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one, whilst we hopefully can just sort of round this whole thing out, because we're certainly getting there. We're well on our way. Well on our way, so cheers. Hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a productive couple of episodes. 3 episodes perhaps, you might say. So yeah, let's keep it up. Cheers.